Now then guys, thank you for joining Foot Talkers. Just want to put a massive thank you out there guys for us reaching 350 subscribers. It's not possible without you, and it's been a hell of a journey so far, and it's only growing and getting bigger and faster, and it's just been absolutely quality, so thank you very much. And look, today, I always chop and change the videos around, and it's something that just going from a lot of the comments that I've looked at in previous videos, especially the formation ones, and a lot of you have been asking me to do a formation tactics, instructions and everything on the 4-3-1-2 formation. I've given it a bash, I've played on it for the last week. As you know, if you watch any of my other videos, I always do a good week of playing in a specific formation, changing tactics around and stuff like that, just so I know what to do and what not to do when it comes to that formation. As you can see right now guys, this is the team that I'm playing in game with. It's not how I'm starting, so everybody in my team starts on 10 chem the way that I've managed to do it. So just looking at it right now, Ozil doesn't start, Rooney doesn't start, and Neymar doesn't. So I have Huntelaar where Ozil is, I have Essien where Neymar is, and I have Larson where Rooney is. So that's how it starts, but I just wanted to show you what it looks like in regards to the tactics and everything once you see the players in the specific areas of the pitch. So, custom tactics, 4-3-1-2. As you can see, these are the tactics that I play. So just to give you an idea, once I'm in game, I have my standard back four. They're all doing what they do. I have Goretzka, Kante, Rooney in the centre of the park with Ozil just in front, and then I have Lewandowski and Neymar up front. So, if any of you have watched my previous videos, I only got Lewandowski at the weekend, and my God, is he absolutely unplayable at times. I think I scored 28 goals in about 10, 11 games or something like that. He's just awesome, absolutely quality. So anyway, in regards to the tactics, what I do guys, I've changed this around. I've played balanced, press after possession loss, and drop back. They're the ones that I've played, and I'll honestly tell you, this, depending on again how you play, I'm a good defender, not a brilliant defender. I found when I was doing this press after possession loss in this formation, I don't know if it was down to me, but I felt really exposed, certainly in Puyol's position. I felt that I was just getting, I don't know, I just felt like there were too many gaps between my defensive line and midfield, and then it was just getting so easy to play through, and I was just getting broke on. And that's something that I'll often play, that type of defensive style. If you've seen my other videos, I've used that one quite often. Drop back, again, after me using that pressure after possession loss, I actually changed it to the drop back, thinking, I might just be a little bit more defensive in game, see how that plays out. But then again, it just didn't work properly. I'd say that drop back is better than pressure after possession loss, but my preference in this formation 100% will be balanced. And I've spoken to quite a few other guys that play in this formation, and they've said exactly the same. They either use drop back or balance. So if I had to choose between them, I'd go balance. Some other people might go drop back, but it's just not really my kind of a game. Width and depth, I've gone 4 and 4. Again, in a lot of the other videos, I usually go maybe 5, maybe 6, if I'm depending on the formation that I'm using. But again, 4 seems to be the strongest place, I'd say, for your defensive line to set up. And width, I feel like we want this a little bit more compact, because I don't know, I just felt like there were more. Once I opened it up to 6, which again I played in, I think that's when I was telling you that I was missing. I seem to be getting really kind of like counted against on Puyol's side, which was doing me head in. It's got to the point where I really enjoy playing with Puyol, but it's made me think, do I need to get a new centre back? Do I need to grind, do my trading method to try and get 500,000 and 600,000 coins, or grind it a little bit longer and try and go for somebody that's like 1.2 to 1.6 mil defender? Don't like spending that amount of coins on a defender, but sometimes needs must. So on the defensive side, they're the 3 things that I go for. Offensively, long ball, that's what I found really good. I altered, and again, there's a couple between them. This is all down to personal choice, but I found this really good. So long ball, fast build up, and balance. They're the ones that seem to be the ones that most people play. But I like the long ball. I feel like it stretches their defence and it creates more space for your midfield. And especially if you've got a good cam, then that will free up a lot of space, as opposed to fast build up, which is good. I really like that one, but again, that coincided with the other tactics in defence. That they were the games where I felt that I were really getting like counted against. I'd have a bit of possession, but all of a sudden, boom, a couple of passes now we're conceding a goal. So long ball, that's what I'd go for. Again, when you look at the detail of that, the team will make runs for long balls into space behind the opposing back line. So like we're just saying, that's when it works well. Or up to a target man. In mine's obviously got Lewandowski there now, and whatever I've done is certainly working, that's for sure. Strikers are fast with a good attacking positioning attribute are the best in this tactic. So again, if you're playing against the likes of Butragueno or Mbappe and things like that, this is the perfect style to go for. Width, again, it's down to you on this one, I'd say. In this formation, you don't want to, for me, you don't want to have your tactics any very wide, because you might as well just be playing with wingers. So keep it a little bit more compact. I would say between 4 and 5 is pretty much your happy medium. I know it's balanced on the game is standard, but there's a reason for that. I think if you go too narrow, you're just getting countered down the wings way too easy. But that 4 or 5 is pretty much where I'd say you'd want to be. You've got 3 set midfielders in this position, and if you've got it any wider, like I said, you might as well have wingers. If you've got any narrower, they're just on top of each other, and it's really, you don't feel like there's any space to do anything. You know, it's difficult, I'd say. But the truth of it is, I did play this around about that. I think it may have been 8. I can't remember, 7 or 8, and it was good in an attacking presence because you had so much space to create passes out wide, to then get it into your strikers, to go out wide, to come back in, and you'd score your goals that way. But once you got the ball taken off you, there was just such big gaps between your centre midfielders that ball going straight through to their strikers, and it was game over. So yeah, 4 or 5 is where I'd say for this one. Plays in the box, this is me being a little bit more aggressive. I'll always go sort of like around about 7. 6 or 7 is my usual where I play it, and that's probably why in most formations I get counted against quite a bit, because I'll go gung-ho pretty much in attack. But that to me always works well. When you see the players and the instructions that I've got on, which I'll show you in a second, it all works together perfectly well. And then again, on every tactics you should go for is 2 and 2 for free kicks and corners. So that's the tactics. Onto the instructions, guys. Start at keeper, as always. I never change that, that's as it is. I've changed my setup on defence on this one. I usually, again, if you've seen any of my other videos, a lot of the time what I would recommend to do is go conservative on your defensive interceptions, but I've just stayed balanced on all 4 of them. Attacking runs, balanced. I've not said stay back or join the attack, and run type always overlap. That's the same for both wing backs. See there, balanced, overlap, standard. And then for my 2 defenders, standard again. Again, if you've seen the other videos, sometimes I've had it on conservative, and I felt that in this formation specifically, because I've changed between the drop back, balance and fast build-up, that when I had him, I've tried all different ones on each formation. I never found there was fewer mistakes with this setup in that formation with the tactics, so that's why I've gone for this, and hopefully it works for you as well. But into where the game is won and lost into your midfield. So Goretzka and Rooney have got exactly the same setup, balance on everything. You know, they do a job all over the pitch, so you can see there's no difference between them. And again, when you go back to the tactics that we're just showing you at players arriving into the box or getting forward, this is where it works amazingly well, because you've got finishers in middle of the pitch that can do that. If you're fortunate enough to have somebody like Hullet, Seedorf, or anybody that's a brilliant box-to-box midfielder, this formation is amazing for you. I'm not even joking. It's overpowered, is that. And then into what I would say is the most important position, Kante's role in that defensive midfield role. Everything's the same, but I've got to stay back whilst attacking. A lot of people, what you'll see, they'll say that you should have on defensive positioning, cover centre. I don't like that in this formation, simply because I've got my fullbacks on balanced. So sometimes you'll see Trent go forward, sometimes you'll see Gunter go forward. And the idea for me is if I've got Kante on cover centre and that's it, there's always that little pocket of space I felt to be able to get in between your fullback and your centre backs. Whereas Kante covers it all, he's absolutely amazing at that. And what I would say, if you've got an SCN, if you can play with SCN, SCN's not my cup of tea, his passing's too shabby. But Kante is obviously a brilliant one. Mateus, Patrick Vieira, the likes of those one, Laurent Blanc. You've got a lot to choose from that they specialise in defending. That they could be. If Kante was 6 foot summer, he'd be best defender in the game. But what he does in terms of centre defensive midfield is nobody better. I'm telling you now, absolutely awesome. And then into the new one, Özil. Jeez, this guy's good. Again, I might have said this in the previous video when I got him, but the guy's got 5-star weak foot, I think, 5-star, 4-star, or something like that. I'm like, I can't remember him, and I said this in the video. I'm like, I can't remember him making a pass with his right foot 5 feet. For him to get that amount of stars for a weak foot is unreal. But I've got on stay forward, balance on support and crosses, free roam for this position, because this is where you kind of like you're relying on your cam being class, and he is. So again, I could play Özil there, Dybala there, could play Neymar there. There's a lot of big time players in that cam position, and if they're 90 plus rated and they are overpowered, put them on free roam. You'll see they will make that space that you wouldn't expect it to be, and by doing that, they'll veer away from their centre midfielders as well that might be defending. So it worked a treat for me. His assists as well, unreal. And that's not just down to Özil, that's because he had the space to be able to get that. And then on interceptions I've gone normal. On other ones I've gone aggressive, but on this one I've gone normal. And then up front, slightly different to normal because I've got Lewandowski now. But we'll start with Neymar. Supported run balanced, attacking runs getting behind. So this is where if you've got a fast striker getting behind, it works in line with that long ball and in the tactics that we just showed you. So get it in as getting behind, it works an absolute treat. I'd say that's the best one you can do for a striker with pace. And then interceptions normal, defensive support normal. If it works back, I can dribble quite well with Neymar, and I can get him into kind of running with the ball, dragging defenders out of position. So that's quite a good one. I've usually always said stay forward on both strikers, but I tried this differently, and it seemed to create more space for the other striker when I had basic unbalanced for the other striker. So going at Lewandowski, the main man in any game now. I don't care who I'm playing, I feel like I'm in with a chance because I've got an absolute goal machine. Supporting run balanced, attacking run balanced, interceptions standard, and then stay forward on Lewandowski. The reason I've not got getting behind or anything like that on Lev is because he is such a good player. He will make the space. He will get into space that Eto'o didn't get in for me. His work rate's unreal. So I know that not everyone's going to have a Lewandowski in the team, but if you've got a Cristiano Ronaldo, or you've got somebody that's maybe like 1.5 mil and above as a striker, use this tactic on him, because if you've got Neymar running behind but also defensive support being able to come back, but he's got the freedom to do what he wants, it will create more space for your main man and my main man Lewandowski, and then that's why he's scored so many goals. And it's down to the fact that I genuinely think, because I've got Özil on as free roam, so it drags some people out of position, and also Neymar on as kind of like standard for defence. It just drops maybe, and it might drag a centre back towards Neymar, creating that space Lev to go straight into. But look, that's pretty much it for the 4-3-1-2 formation. I hope it's been some use for you. I am going to go on to the next formation now and smash that out for the next couple of days. We'll get another couple released out another one this week, because there are quite a lot of you that have been recommending and asking for specific formation changes, so I can try my best to get as many of them done for you. But guys, if you like the channel, you like the videos, watch the previous ones, it means a hell of a lot for all the subscribers. So if you are new, leave us a thumbs up, leave us a comment, subscribe to the channel, click the bell, get notified when any new videos come out. It means a hell of a lot to me. But look guys, for today that's everything. Toodaloo.